My name is not important, nor the circumstances which led to my assignment to this accursed conflict. All you have to know is that I'm a staff sergeant in the United States Army who has been assigned to a classified operation in Alaska, although I doubt it can remain classified for much longer. I can't say exactly when the war began, although I would guess it's been going on for at least a year if the veterans are to be believed. Officially, we're partaking in a containment operation, although anyone with a pair of eyes and a working brain can easily see that it's something much more. After all, containment usually doesn't involve daily artillery bombardments and the deployment of tactical nuclear weapons. Yes, you heard that right. I've counted one instance of nuclear weaponry being utilized, and although it was probably low yield, it proved that this was no minor operation. Moreover, although the amount of actual soldiers being deployed was rather small, the government is utilizing the full extent of American firepower and technology. Hell, some of the stuff we get belongs in a sci-fi movie, but I'm not writing this message to talk about some fancy equipment. I'm writing this because humanity is on the brink of extinction, and the spongeheads in Washington are too concerned about politics to do anything about it. This threatens not only to shake the very foundations of our society, but also to end all life on this insignificant planet as we know it. I cannot say exactly how it started, but at some point, unusual events began being reported. Along the Dalton Highway, trucks went missing, along with their occupants, and numerous witnesses claimed to have heard ear-piercing screeching in some of Alaska's most desolate, inhospitable regions. Eventually, entire towns and settlements fell off the grid, all communication ceasing from them completely. It was only after a federal agent discovered that an entire town, with an estimated population of 300, had vanished that the government began to take the matter seriously. I was only deployed about a month ago, but I've already had 2 encounters with our enemy. The first encounter took place during a rescue operation near Anaktuvuk Pass to recover a stranded pilot. Exactly how he got stranded in such a remote place is beyond me, since we weren't told the specifics, but our formation happened to only be an hour away from his location, so we were assigned to pick him up and take him somewhere safe. By the time we arrived, it was too late. He had taken refuge in a nearby cabin to ward off the cold whilst waiting for us, and someone, or something, attacked him. I only got a brief glimpse of the body, but the images burned into my mind. His entire body had been pierced with sticks, branches, and twigs that seemed to rise from the floor. His sidearm was still resting in the holster, implying that his death was quick. What scared me most was not the mutilated corpse itself, but the question which hung over it. What killed him? Who, or what, was capable of killing an experienced U.S. serviceman with such swiftness and brutality as to prevent them from resisting, especially in such an unusual manner? I considered asking my superior at the time, but a small itch in my mind prevented me from doing so. We left the body, and on our way back to base, a bright flash of a light illuminated the darkness which blanketed us. The shadow of a small mushroom cloud extended just beyond the tip of the mountains, and an ugly silence filled the ride back. I am currently experiencing the second encounter, and I truly believe that I may die. Our mission was to protect a convoy of supplies and equipment for an isolated fire base. The trip here was relatively normal, although further north we traveled, the more something felt off. It took us a while to realize, but the closer to the fire base we got, the less wildlife and foliage we saw. Considering that Alaska is practically a massive untamed nature reserve, it was more than unusual to not see a single sign of life. By the time we were about an hour away, the terrain around us completely lacked any vegetation, and the sky was void of any migrating birds. We could all feel the wrongness that perpetuated around us. The reason for our unease became clear when we reached the base. The complex seemed completely intact, but not a single soul was presented. Any sign of human habitation had been erased, and all that were left were empty buildings and defensive emplacements. In the hopes of searching the local area the next day, we were ordered to remain at the base for the night until sunlight rose. I don't ever think I'll see the light of day again. It just started after midnight when one of our privates, Jenkins, was reported missing by his buddy. They were standing guard near the entrance when the pair heard a sound of a snapping branch nearby. Naturally, They both raised their guard and turned on their night vision goggles, at which point Jenkins had vanished into thin air. His buddy scoured the immediate area, and upon failing to find him, had returned to report the incident to us. While we compared our options, another private entered the command room. Another soldier had gone missing. For the next 30 minutes, just over half our formation would seemingly vanish into the abyss of the night, not a single scream or shot being heard. We attempted to contact command, but all attempts failed. We were alone, afraid, and surrounded by an unknown enemy about which we knew nothing. I'm currently barricaded in the command room with what remains of our team. I hear it outside. The cracking of bone, the rustling leaves, the gradual encroachment of our demise. I can see it as well, what we are fighting. Not terrorists, not an enemy nation, not even some horrific monster or demonic entity which you might see in a horror movie. We're fighting that which we stand on. A horrible mass of nature, including trees and animals, is slowly expanding towards us. It's sentient and clearly views us as hostile. Our weapons do practically nothing against them. We have nothing to aim for. They seem to have no conventional weakness. I'm not sure how much longer we have, but the entire structure has been enveloped in hard oak and ever-shifting greenery. I think a few branches have managed to break through the ventilation, so it's only a matter of time before it finds us. We're waging a war against nature itself, and it's finally started to fight back. Hey guys, thanks for watching tonight's video. Special thanks to Belgian Problem for writing such an awesome story. I'll have a link to his original post in r/nosleep down below. Remember to drop a like and tap the subscribe button for future content and to help me grow the channel. Looking forward to seeing you all next time. Good night.